Alright, so this first 30 seconds is just a disclaimer. Skip to the 30-second mark if you want to see the content of the video. But the pen is not muddy like how it looks later in this video. That was only like that for about a week or two because they tore up the grass and we had to put straw down to figure out how to circumvent that. And now we have pea gravel down instead of these big rocks that you see here. But it looks a lot better. The dogs like it a lot more. They get less muddy. Also, I said the breed could stretch back to 3,000 years, but that's more of like the breed prototype than the actual breed of Great Dane, which stretches back 400. Today I will be telling you about the Great Dane, a German breed of dog, although Dane is in the name. Despite their large and imposing stature, they are known as gentle giants. This large male Dane with light gray base and dark gray blotches is known as a gray merle. He weighs 170 pounds, and this is breed standard. They're one of the two tallest dog breeds in the world, along with the Irish Wolfhound, and they hold several world records for tallest dog in the world. The breed standard weight for a male is 140 to 175 pounds, and breed standard height at the withers is 30 to 32 inches. For a female, it's 110 to 140 pounds and 28 to 30 inches at the withers. Their body proportions or body outline should be that of a square, as seen on the female Dane here. They descend from Mastiff Sighthound dogs used as boarhounds in Germany for at least 400 years back, but possibly as far back as 3000 BC. Although these boarhounds were once savage, they have been selectively bred to become gentle giants and are also known as the Apollo of dogs. When being used as bear, boar, and deer hounds, they were not the ones to chase the quarry down, but they would hold the quarry by the neck until the hunter arrived to finish it. Their personality is friendly, goofy, and personable with the people they know, but they can be reserved with strangers, yet never aggressive. They do, however, have a watchful and protective nature, stemming from their time as guardians for princes, so they would make good watchdogs. However, they may be less inclined to bite an intruder than a guard dog. That being said, all dogs are individuals, and there's always an exception to each rule.
That's why it's important to get to know each dog individually and always practice obedience training with a dog this large, just in case. The training will always come in handy, and it makes your dog smarter, more disciplined, more focused, better behaved, and more content. Dogs come from wolves, so they need a dominant leader in their life to set down rules for them. It actually makes them more comfortable, especially when we have bred them to be more dependent on humans than wolves were on their pack leaders. So some lone wolves could survive, but most dogs cannot.
Training your dog reduces the risk that it will bite someone or another dog. It'll be less likely to run away, less likely to run in the road, and less likely to damage property. Properly training your dog makes them more focused, better behaved, more disciplined, and less dangerous. And they are more stable. With a dog this large, it is absolutely crucial to ensure proper training because they are more of a danger to themselves and others. Okay, so now we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons of Great Danes. So, some of the pros of Great Danes, they are large, they are cool looking dogs. They'll make good watchdogs because they are large and they have very deep, intimidating barks. They're very friendly and gentle and patient and calm, especially with children. I've kind of had them go back and forth on how they do with other dogs. Sometimes the fact that they're so large makes the smaller dogs reactive, which isn't really their fault. Some male Danes can be a little more territorial than I would like. Female Danes do really well, though, typically. They don't shed much, and they can do well with other pets, like cats and stuff. I've seen them do pretty well with cats. They have low energy levels, which can be a pro and a con depending on what you want. And they're relatively easy to groom. Like I said, they don't shed much, and they have short hair. Cons, they make big poops. They make really, really big poops. Sometimes it takes like 3 to 6 bags to clean up one poop, especially if you're like cleaning up off of something that's not grass or like something that has to be absolutely clean, like where I work. They're very expensive to feed. Their vet bills can be very expensive. You would think because they're big that they're tougher, but sometimes they injure themselves because they're so
You
big
excited, Arlo?
and their bodies aren't really properly designed for their size. They have some health issues like hip dysplasia, bloat, cancer, problems with their eyes.
Yeah,
They
they
could be
were.
more dangerous to elders and small children because they're so
I love how they
large.
start like
They have a
playing with
short
each other when you pull
lifespan.
up.